Today I'm going to show you how to make a handbag cake. This is, there are some really extravagant handbag looking cakes out there. This is not going to be one of them. This is going to be a pretty basic one. And it's also going to be my first carved cake. As you're probably aware, I stick to what I know, which is usually circular, with lots of decorations on it. So this time it's something a bit different. So I have made, it's going to be quite a big handbag cake as well. It's a 30th birthday. There's going to be about 40 people, and I think a lot of people are going to want to try the cake. Now I made, this is one quantity of the lemon mud cake recipe, which is on the blog. I baked it in a tin that is about, it's about 16 and a half centimetres by about 26 and a half centimetres. This is after it's shrunk. So that made sort of the cake look like that, and I made 2 of them. So you could probably, I guess, do a double batch if you wanted to. I just wasn't quite sure how high they would get to. Okay, I put them in the freezer. I did just bake them yesterday, but I put them in the freezer anyway because I personally find it easier. I reckon the taste is a bit nicer as well if it's in the freezer, and it just means it's a bit easier to cut the next day. So we're going to start by cutting our cake, sort of, so you know, one bit goes on top, and sort of so we're creating a bit of a triangular sort of mouth. The bottom piece, I'm going to make it so it's about 14 centimetres across. So I'll just mark in the top. So it's sort of like a knife width at the end, which is okay because the next piece is going to be, this is my ruler that had 2 nice big rulers and the kids have snapped them, which is a bit annoying. I need to use a ruler. You might be able to cut it well. I need to use a ruler because I'm not very accurate. I'm not very good at this sort of thing. Okay. So we've got our first piece, so that's good. So I'm going to put that on my cake board. It's massive. It's really big. I have no idea how big this is. I think it's like the biggest square one I could find because I'm going to put other things on this cake. So I'm going to put this to the side and put the cake on it. You can go smaller sizes of cake. It just depends what you've got. Okay, so that's there. Okay, I'm going to do the next one 10 centimetres. So unwrap my next one and not the best cutter, obviously. This is where you get to see what your cake looks like on the inside. Check that it looks okay. It's alright. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Whoops. What's that on the floor? Just wait a second, hon. Okay. Now, so this is what it sort of looks like here. It looks like stairs. Good, that's what's supposed to look like. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, this one's little bit wonky, is I want a bit more height, so I'm actually going to I'm going to add a fair bit of Italian meringue buttercream to each layer just to give it a bit more height, and then I'll come back and show it to you. Okay, I've just put in my lemon curd Italian meringue icing, which is seriously the yummiest thing you'll ever eat, and I'm going to put this on, and then I'm going to put it in the fridge so that it can set hard and add a bit of space. Okay, I've filled it all. I think my camera's on a bit of an angle, and then you need to sort of go down and just sort of
push it down and make sure the top is flat. You could get a leveler to just do it.
Okay, the next part we're going to do is we're going to carve it. We just want to make it flat down the sides. So.
Yummy.
Is it yummy? So we're just chopping off the sides.
That side. And those sides, Mum.
Sorry?
And those sides.
Yeah, just wait, honey. You can get your ruler and just kind of see how that looks, just to try and get it flat. Okay. You can see that it's sort of, look, it's probably not that even. You could probably spend more time doing it. I'm going to make it look a bit more even when I put my ganache on, so I'll show you what that looks like after. Okay, I've got white chocolate ganache. It's about the consistency of toothpaste, and I'm just slathering that on. Don't move it around too much, because otherwise you'll get the crumbs of the cake. So just sort of one motion, don't, you know, muck it around too much. Okay, so I've just covered the cake with the white ganache. It's very rough. And then I've got here my boiling hot water, and I'm just going to hot knife it just to smooth it all over. So and just tidy it up a bit. So I'll hot knife it and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, I've just smoothed this over with my hot knife, and it's been sitting here for a little while I've been collecting the children. It's not perfect, but it's still, you know, it's smooth enough, it'll do. You know, it's not perfect, but yeah, look, I've said before, I don't strive for perfection anyway, so that will be fine. The next stage is to get my fondant ready to cover it with. So I'm going to go and colour my fondant and start the ball rolling. Okay, sorry about the wobbly camera. The next stage, I've got my ruler down here. I'm going to mark in using this tool there. Every 4 centimetres, I'm going to make a little mark at the bottom. And then what I'm going to do is, I bought this triangle ruler from Officeworks. Then I'm just going to go along and gently mark a line straight across. I'm going to go for the quilting effect and then go backwards like that. Sorry, I can't show you how to do it. One of my kids has taken my tripod and they're in bed, so I can't work out where it is. I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. Hi, found my tripod again. So you can see here I've done the diamond, I think it's called a diamond imprint anyway. Did this last night, sort of firmed up the fondant, which is good. So I'm now going to put the trimming on the other. I'm sort of aiming for Louis Vuitton colours. We'll see how we go. So I've got some white fondant here, and the only colour I really have that I think I can use is Americolour Warm Brown. Hoping I can sort of get that mustardy sort of teddy bear brown colour. So I'm going to colour my fondant, and then I've got my extractor, and I'm going to sort of make a little tube of, you know, piping so I can line my bag. So I'll show you what it looks like when I've mixed it. Okay, I just want to show, I'm just rolling this out. You can roll it out with your hands, or you can use your fondant smoother. And this I find, you know, when you roll it with your hands, you get the little gaps in between your hands, and this is quite an easy way to do it, and it keeps it nice and smooth. You can sort of see here, I've put half of it on, so I'm just doing the other side, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to stick that on, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, I just want to show you, so I've put the thing on, the trimming on. It's not perfect. I'm sure you could probably do a much better job than me. And look, you know, just to show you, my cakes, you know, you can see down here, look, there's little stuff happening all over the cake, but I'm kind of hoping in the end there'll be so much to look at that people won't notice it. So next is to do the rest of the details. Okay, I've rolled out some of that lighter brown fondant because I'm going to do the zip. So I just want to cut out about, I've got my ruler here, about 1.5 centimeters. Yep. So, there, and then 1.5. So just mark a few places down, 1.5, or you might be able to cut straight. I'm not very good at doing it. Oops. Right. It's not going to be as long as this, but I'm just sort of doing it like that for now. I might just trim the bottom off, the top off. Shall leave the bottom there. Okay, the next thing is to lightly do a line in the middle. So I'm going to use that tool. I mean, I might even be able to just indent it using this. Okay, that's fine. Oh, maybe I can do it a bit darker. You obviously don't want to cut through, but you just, sometimes it's a bit hard in the light to find. Okay, that's better. Okay, and then I'm going to use this tool, or you can use what they call a shell tool, and I'm just going to like make my zipper imprints. Sorry, this is such a mess. I really need to clean this up. If I start here, you can sort of see what I'm... Okay, so I'm just going to mark in lines like that, all the way up and down it, and then as you sort of mark in the lines, it's going to distort the line, so then I'll just trim it up at the end so it's all straight. So I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done.